Hello you guys, my name is Darkmeister and I have a battle for you guys. Today we're gonna be in the UU tier. I love the UU, RU, and NU tiers. I don't like using OU because of unoriginality and stuff, and sand teams and rain teams and all kind of other stuff like sun teams. But today we have a UU battle against my opponent named Norpheel, and he starts off with Empoleon as I lead into my Heracross. Now I know he'd either choose Empoleon or another Pokemon and such because it has Stealth Rocks, and I decided to go into He-Man, threaten him with the close combat, which I do right now, and he decides to switch into Zapdos because he doesn't want his Empoleon to die right now because he wants to get his rocks up. Now it was okay, I knew he was going to switch, but I decided to get close combat up anyway just to do damage on whatever he switches to, and so I can activate my Toxic Orb. And now I decide to switch now that I got it activated, and I switch into my Dino, which is my Rhyperior, and he predicts that and double switches out. Now, one thing I don't like in battles is prediction, because that means two things. It means when you're getting predicted, it means that you are you're taking advantage of in the battle, and that you're gonna lose if you keep getting predicted in a battle. Now, that's something I didn't like, so I decided to step my game up because I didn't know what type of player he was, and so I decided to switch into my Zeus as he decides to toxic me on my switch. So I decided to toxic him, and yeah, get hurt by my toxic damage or whatever, and he does the same thing too. Now I predict him to switch, trying to predict me again, so he goes into Zapdos. So I decide to toxic again because I like to have the advantage in battles and I don't like to be predicted. So anyway, I start predicting him. Now this turn I see the leftovers. I don't know exactly what type of Zapdos it is. I know it's pretty probably special defensive like mine is, because mine it's a mono attacker with Roar, Toxic, and Roost, and Thunderbolt. So I decided to switch, see what he do, and I decided to go into Boss, which is my Drapion, which is my favorite Pokemon, if you do not know. And I know it's my special defensive one with Toxic Spikes, and I have the Ice Fang, so I'm not scared of that thing. But I know he's going to probably switch, so I decide to set up one layer Toxic Spark. So he switches to Roserade. Now, here, I don't know what kind of Roserade he is exactly, so I'm just going to go into Ice Fang because I'm not really feeling anything that he'll do to me. And I just wanted to scout how much damage this Ice Fang would do to him. So he decides to go ahead and set up a layer of Spikes, and I'm like, okay, he has light layer spikes, and I don't like that. I don't have a spinner on my team. I don't have a spinner at all. So I decided to switch out now and go into my Arcanine. Now, I know he's going to set up another layer of spikes, and I know that this turn he's going to switch. So I'm not going to Flare Blitz because I think he's going to switch into his Arcanine, which has Flash Fire, because mine has Flash Fire. So I'm going to decide and use Close Combat just in case. But he decides to go into Hitmontage's physically defensive wall, and I know I can't stay in. He knows I can't stay in. So I'm pretty sure he's going to Rapid Spin. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch out right now, and I'm going to go into my Heracross just to throw him off a little bit, see what he does. And I know he's going to Rapid Spin right now, but I want to see what he's going to do after this. So this turn, I know he's probably not going to stay in, and if he does, I'm not really afraid of what he's going to do. So I'm going to use Sword Dance just to see what he's gonna do, and I'm not really afraid of anything he can do right now. But anyway, I goes in the Sword Dance, and he sends out Arcanine. Now I'm afraid that he might be Scarf, but when he comes out, he has Intimidate, so I know he's a defensive one, and I know that since he's defensive and I'm Jolly Max Speed, I can outspeed him. So I go ahead and use Close Combat, thinking I can take him out because I have, even though he intimidated me, I have a Swords Dance up, and I also have Guts Boost, and he still survives, and then he kills me off with the Flare Blitz, which pisses me off, but it's okay. So I decide, since we both have free switch-ins, I go into Zelf because I can't get hurt by spikes, and he decides to go into Umbreon, I guess predicting that, and he decides to protect as I switch out into Dino, whatever, and I'm send him out because I have Mega Horn, and I know he doesn't want to get hit with that, and I'll go ahead and Stealth Rock, use that as my opportunity to set him up because I know he's going to switch, and he goes into Empoleon. Now I can't stay in here because I need my Dino, and it's too early in the match to sack him. So I decided to switch into Zeus, and he predicts that, and he does Ice Beam as I switch into Zeus, my Zapdos, and I take it very well because I'm special defensive. And right now, I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch out, but I don't know what to. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna do Roar, just to scout him out. And plus, I already have Stealth Rocks up, so you know, shuffle his team around a little bit, get some Stealth Rocks damage, and this, that, and the third. And this switches back into Empoleon, and now I'm gonna do Thunderbolt. No, I do Roost, cause the toxic damage is racking up, and I'm not really afraid of him doing Ice Beam because with the Roost it's not super effective. And he decides to set up Stealth Rocks, predicting that, or yeah, I guess just deciding to take a hit because I guess this Empoleon has some special defense investment. And now he decides to switch out, knowing that I'm gonna Thunderbolt because I think he's gonna stay in. Blah blah blah, and he's trying to predict me, which he does. And I Thunderbolt, and I Thunderbolt is Umbreon. And I also, it's not too bad for me because I also wanted to see how much damage it do to Umbreon, because I know he's specially defensive because of the way he switches it in. And now toxic damage is racking up pretty a lot. So I decided to go ahead and use toxic because I think I'm afraid of him wishing right now. And so I do that, so he'll Heal Bell before he wishes, but he decides to wish this turn, which I was not expecting. I was going to switch out whenever he decided to Heal Bell next turn. I thought he was going to wish this turn, Heal Bell next turn, if I poisoned him. But anyways, he decides to Heal Bell now. Now I have to switch or I'm going to die to toxic damage, and I'm pretty sure he's going to protect, so I'm going to switch to Dino. And yeah, I'm getting destroyed by entry hazards, and I don't have a spinner, which I need to put one on my team because that's very important. And anyway, he decides to protect like I predicted. So now I predict him to switch into something. I don't know exactly what it is, and I already got my Stealth Rocks up, so I'm just gonna go for Earthquake, and I'm gonna kill off whatever he switches into. Well, Resurrect, I guess. And yeah, he decides to go into Hitmontop now. Now, right here, I was predicting, I don't know, I know I could take one, and if he does it, I need to get this Hitmontop out of the match because it's causing me a lot of problems. So I'm just going to start staying in Earthquake, and after close combat, it's special defense and defense drop, so it should be doing a lot of damage, even though I know it wasn't going to kill. Now, this turn, I could have either stayed in, or I could have switched out. Now, I'm not exactly sure if he was going to close combat to turn down or rapid spin. So I decided to switch out now, go into my Zeus, and sack him if he was going to close combat, or Thunderbolt to kill this Hitmontop or whatever he switches in. But I decided to go, and he does rapid spin, and my Zeus survives, and he decides to Sucker Punch, and I knew he was going to do that. I predicted that. So I just decided to Roost, you know, keep my Zeus alive. And now I know that my Dino can't come in too much more times because the entry hazard support from him. So I'm gonna have to play the rest of the game more wisely, and I can't keep switching in Arcanine because of entry hazards and Stealth Rocks. So now I decide to go ahead and I Roost right now, and I Thunderbolt to finish him off, or you know, if he switches to hit whatever that is. I could have Roosted again, which I probably should have done, but I mean, it doesn't really matter, it's not that serious. So I decided Thunderbolt. It's now I switch out and I go back into Dino because I know he can't do anything, and I don't want him to wish and get all his life back. Now I know I have to stay in for a few more turns, or entry support will kill me if I keep switching out. So I'm just gonna stay in right here and let my life, like, you know, recover with leftovers. And as he switches out trying to get his wish pass to another teammate, and I just decide to Earthquake whatever he switches to, and that has happened to be Hitmontop, and that kills him, and my HP is back to a respectable amount. And he decides to go into Empoleon, and I'm just gonna stay in right now and sack my Dino because he did a good job in this battle, and he did his part, and if I switch, that would give him the advantage in the battle and probably cost me the battle. So I decided to stay in, go into Zeus. I know I'm faster, so I'm gonna Roost right here, knowing I can take any move he does because I'm specially defensive, and I get my life back. And he decides to go to Boiling Water because he predicted the Roost, and you know Ice Beam wouldn't do that much damage, and Boiling Water would do more. because it's stabbed, and etc, etc. So I decide to roost again to get all my life back so I can proceed to attack him, because this Empoleon is another Pokemon that's causing me problems. So he decides to boil in water, and I take that very nice. It doesn't really do much at all. Now, toxic support from him trying to rack up on my Pokemon.
I have to go ahead and proceed to attack. And from this damage, it looks like a clean, well, great kill, because it doesn't quite do 50%. Plus, he had leftover support. So now I know 3 times now, and I'll luckily get the Parahax, well, paralyzation on him this turn. I mean, it really doesn't matter too much, but I just decided Thunderbolt, and yeah, he'll survive with like 2 HP, and he decides to roar me out because he knows that after Stealth Strike's damage, Zapdos will die if I switch it back in, and he roars me into Tigger. And now my best bet will be the Flare Blitz the rest of his team, because I am Scarfed Arcanine, Adamant Nature, and Flare Blitz can hit all of his Pokemon neutrally. So I decided to go use Flare Blitz instead of Close Combat with Zapdos. Definitely resist. So I'll go for Flare Blitz, and I'll take him out. Critical hit. I don't think that was a special defense with Zapdos, I do believe. And the recoil damage brings me down. He protects to get more HP, just so. This is his last Pokemon, by the way, and just so he can survive one. And I know what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to protect, get his life back, wish, and then proceed to beat me this battle, because if I take myself out with Flare Blitz, I have, what, 2 more Pokemon left. And he goes ahead and wish as I kill myself. He's going to protect this turn. I have, I think, there's a Zelf and Roserade, I want to say. Anyway, he decides to protect like I predicted, and I nasty plot, because I know he's going to do that. And this is my only chance of really winning, because my other Pokemon cannot kill. No, it's Drapion. This and Drapion. Yeah. So I decided to Fire Blast right here, because this is my only chance. My other moves are Side Shot and Grass Knot, and I know I maybe can survive a payback, and I'm hoping that I could, and I did with 40 HP. And if I hit this fire, and if I miss, I lose, and I go for Flash as a last chance, and I hit him, and I win. Now, this was a good match. If you like it, rate, comment, subscribe, and